Hey guys, so today I am going to be reading the book Parts by Ted Arnold. Parts by Ted Arnold. And we're going to be talking some about metaphor, idiom, and just figurative language in general. So I'll be reading, but you will see the book appear through the magic of green screen. So here we go. Parts by Ted Arnold. Parts. I just don't know what's going on or why it has to be, but every day it's something worse. What's happening to me? He's very worried. I think it was 3 days ago I first became aware that in my comb were caught a couple pieces of my hair. Have you ever caught hair in your comb? I stared at them amazed and more than just a bit, appalled to think I was only 5 and starting to go bald. There's hair in his comb, his hair's coming out. Then later on, I don't recall exactly when it was, I lifted up my shirt and found this little piece of fuzz. Why would there be fuzz there? I stared at it amazed and wondered what's this all about, but then I understood it was my stuffing coming out. It's like you got a stuffed animal, they're full of stuffing. His stuffing is coming out. Next day when I was outside playing with the water hose, I saw that little bits of skin were peeling from my toes. He's going to pieces. It's going bad. It's going bad. I stared at them amazed, and then I gave a little groan to think that pretty soon I might be peeled down to the bone. Then yesterday before my bath, as I took off my clothes, a chunk of something gray and wet fell right out of my nose. Sometimes things fall out of my nose. I stared at it amazed and thought I should be feeling pain. Well, wouldn't you if you just lost a little piece of brain? So now, today, I'm sitting here enjoying Dr. Seuss, and suddenly I realize a tooth is coming loose. I wiggle it amazed, dismayed, too horrified to speak. Without my teeth, how can I eat? Already I feel weak. Now I'm really worried. I'm as scared as I can be, because finally what's happening is very clear to see. Too many clues to deny it. The glue that holds our parts together isn't holding me. He's fallen apart, the glue. And now I'm thinking to myself, what's next in line to go? Might be my ears, might be my eyeballs. How's a kid to know? One day I might be playing ball and have my arm fall off, or maybe I could lose my head if suddenly I cough. Quite soon I'll be in pieces in a pile without a shape. Thank goodness Dad keeps lots and lots and lots of masking tape. That's all he can do is tape himself back together. What? You forgot? To tell me teeth fall out? And when they do, some brand new teeth will soon begin to sprout? Sam once lost a tooth in a corn cob, and he was very concerned. He got up and left the table. He was very upset about this tooth. My hair, my skin, and everything, there's nothing I should fear? So all of me is normal? Whew! That's really good to hear. Then tell me, what's this yellow stuff I got out of my ear? Okay, so we finished reading the book, Parts by Ted Arnold, and now we need to talk about the figurative language that was in it. So what is figurative language? Figurative language is different than literal language. When I use literal language, I am saying what I mean, okay? I'm telling you exactly what it is I want to say. I am hungry. I would like a nap. These are things that we say and we really mean. And also those were complaints. It's not that bad. So when you use figurative language, you're sort of stretching the truth. You're taking something that happens, like I found a couple of hairs in my comb. I found some lint in my belly button. And you compare it to something else, and by doing that, you make it a lot more interesting. Okay, you make people want to pay attention, and you kind of paint a picture for what's going on. So the examples of figurative language that were in this book, they were all kind of exaggeration. And when we exaggerate like that, it's a certain kind of figurative language. It is called hyperbole. 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 Okay, so examples of that, you might remember some. I'm going bald, right? I'm starting to go bald. My stuffing is coming out. I'm going to be peeled down to the bone because some of my skin is flaking off, right? These are all examples of figurative language in the book. I lost a little piece of my brain. The glue that holds me together isn't working. My glue has stopped holding. Okay? So, that in all of those situations, he is saying something that he's really just exaggerating. It's not what's really happening, right? A piece of brain doesn't actually fall out of his nose. It's just a booger. Okay? And he makes it more interesting by saying, "Oh my God, my brain." So that's figurative language. And you can do that too in your everyday life. You can take things that happen to you and you can compare them to other things to show feeling, right? The feeling that the main character was having was that he was very, very concerned about all these things that were going on with his body. And then at the end, he found out that they were normal. Okay? So I think there's also a lesson there. And the lesson was that when you're kind of freaked out about something, when you're worried about something that's going on, when you're sure that, oh my God, my glue doesn't work, you should probably talk about what's going on, right? When something is bothering you, talk about it. And you might find out that other people have that problem too. And it might make you feel a lot better. That's what I took away from it. There's probably other lessons, okay? But I noticed on a lot of our graphic organizers earlier in the week that we were writing things like dragons love tacos, okay? So your life lesson should not have details from the story. My life lesson should not be, don't be afraid if a booger falls out of your nose. It should be, when you're feeling a little bit concerned, when you think that you're the only one that has a problem, talk about it. That wasn't really so much about the story. That was about life in general, okay? So I'm going to attach an organizer to this read aloud, and I want you to think about the theme, the life lesson, and I also am going to ask some questions about figurative language for you to answer in there, okay? Thanks.